Hey everybody. So we are here today doing a Tuesday 10, and I'm going to kind of back up and regroup on my thoughts for Tuesday 10. So Tuesday 10 is, hashtag Tuesday 10 is a collaboration that Cindy at Studio Lou has started, or she's been doing for a while now. I've just started it this last couple of months. And my intention when I started it was, let me back up. Tuesday 10 is where Cindy at Studio Lou takes 10 items from her stash and just creates like ephemera and things of that nature with whatever she pulls out. So, that being said, for Junk Journal July, I created ephemera, and I have a massive stash right now. I think I created 90 something pieces. Plus, I still have a good stash from Mass Make March. And while I have been using these pre-made ephemeras, I don't use them often, and so I have a lot of them. So what I thought about doing, and after kind of a conversation, and I say conversation in the form of comments back and forth on YouTube or via texting via Instagram or whatever, with my friend Mary Ellen at Red Parrot. She spent Junk Journal July kind of creating and basically what I consider art journaling. Basically, you have a journal and you're creating art in it, and it could be mixed media, it could be painting, it could be mark making, collage, you name it. And I've done art journaling for a while. This is an older art journal that I have. She's not finished. And by that I mean some of my pages, I consider this a finished page. I painted, I wrote a little quote. This, I did some collage and some painting. I consider it a finished page. I've got my chakra notes. I consider it a finished page. These are not finished pages. These were just some. So when I had my art store a couple years ago, I kept a running or working art journal. Basically, I kept a mixed media notebook handy, and anytime I was doing a project and I had offsets, this is blue footprint paint. Anytime I had offsets or extras or anything like that, I threw it in my art journals, and then came back and created with it. So these were, I had painted on my hands and just the leftovers ended up here. These are not finished pages to me, but some of these are. This is a finished page to me. These are finished-ish pages to me. These are finished. This is finished. So there are pages in here that are not finished. And when I played around in this, I used to love it. I used to love having just this is some stenciling that I played around with. This was just kind of like my playground. Mostly collage, but also mixed media, painting, things like that. This is finished. This is semi-finished. I could probably do a little bit more with it. This is not finished. So that got me to thinking, again, back in conversation with Mary Ellen about just playing and spending time having fun playing. And I thought, I've got some of these started, and maybe I'll just kind of work on finishing this, and I'll incorporate Tuesday 10 into that. Collage is my heart, is my main medium, and so I thought, okay, I'll just pick out 10 pieces of stuff, or there may be Tuesday 10 where I use 5 pieces of stuff and 5 particular markers or something like that to incorporate mark making and paints and things like that. So for this week's Tuesday 10, I just thought I would break out my unfinished art journal. Every page has something on it, but it may just be a little bit of paint. So I thought I would break that out and take my 10 pieces and just kind of put them in here, collage in here. Maybe finish a page or two. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Or maybe just add to a page that will eventually be finished. So what I'm working with this Tuesday 10 is I have a little card here. I don't know why this ended up in my junk stash, because I have a box of cards, but whatever. I have a little bridge tally card. This image, it's a front and back. I think I like the house better. I have this front and back. I think I like this one better. I have some old, really old, really thin paper. I would say it's newspaper, but it's like a auto parts type magazine. I have this and this, which I think at one point in time they went together. I have an old envelope. And then I have these 2 pages. These are book pages that probably shouldn't be in my junk pile, but they are, so we're going to use them. So I thought that's kind of what I'd work with for now. And I don't know the best way to go about this other than to just open up and see what becomes of it. And that's what we did. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend my Tuesday 10s just playing with 10 items, whether it be 10 markers and I'm working in here, or I'm doing some mark making, playing around, or if it's 10 pieces of scraps like where we are today, and I do some collage, or just basically add them to this. And I think we all struggle with using things up and saving things till that perfect moment kind of thing, and there's only so much of that we can save. Only so much of it. So, in the spirit of using things up, not only my scraps, but also my paints and markers and things like that I don't use on a regular basis. That's kind of my thought process with doing Tuesday 10 now. So, this has an address sticker on it. It has my mama's address on the front. Because this was a card that was sent to my mom. But I like this envelope. I think it's cute. So, here's where I'm going to get in my head about, does that look good and does that match? And all things of that nature. I think I like it better like that. I'm gluing off to the side over here, so that's where I keep going. And of course I have tons of junk on my desk. I'm in the middle of if you've noticed my page, my YouTube channel lately, I'm in the middle of making a pretty big journal front to back, and I say painstakingly, but not in a negative way. Painstakingly doing front to cover, front to back, cover to cover, every step of the way on, almost every step of the way. I'm not sewing on camera, but every step of the way, every step of the way on video. That's what I'm trying to say. I think I want to set you up here. Hope you don't fall. And I'm going to anyways, what I was saying is I have plenty of junk floating around, so I may add other junk to these 10 as I'm working through. Again, with the idea of using at least these 10 pieces somehow. And since it's kind of random, they're going to be kind of random throughout, I probably won't do a recap because it'll take me extra time to flip through where all I've used them. So, with that being said, pay attention. Pay attention, please. So you can kind of see what I'm doing with them. Typically, I would have, I'm making kind of a journal card here. Typically, I would have glue sticked this, but I'm not going to do any sewing. And so I wanted to make sure it was going to stay. You know what? This just made me think of, I want to make sure it's going to stay, so I did my Weld Bond glue. Going along with our conversation, Mary Ellen and I, she's working on a summer sampler journal, and it's turning out so cute. And she did these little corn on the cob, like journal card tags, and she brought out her curly Q scissors. I don't know what the exact name of them is, but I think we all have a handful of these. I consider them kids scissors. They're not kids scissors. I mean, I know a bunch of you guys use them. All different kinds of shapes and all that. So in a nod to Mary Ellen and our conversation about using these tools, we have so many tools that we don't normally use. I'm going to use these. This may be tricky, but we're going to use these. And I will forever call this the corn cob scissor because she did the cutest corn cob cutouts with using this, and that looks like corn cob ripples. I don't know what you would call them. But anyway, she did it. It was so cute. So this is my little nod to Mary Ellen and her corn cob cuts. I'm not cutting a corn cob, but I am using these tools that are in my toolbox that we never use. And of course, here we go, wonky again. Hers did this as well. And I think it's just the way these scissors, we get so used to using normal scissors and the way normal scissors function that when we use something that doesn't work normally, we tend to try to use it normally, but it doesn't always work with those guys. So that being said, back to this. We made us a little card that we will tuck in here for a nice little surprise. Yep. I think that's cute. Okay, moving on. We could always stick our little bridge tally card here. We could. I don't know why we have a bridge tally card. I don't know where it came from. Again, just in my stash somewhere. And I'm sure I have more of them floating around, so it's kind of like I haven't used it yet, so might as well go ahead and create with it. Okay. So, let's see here. This guy, I want to cut out this house, I think. Mainly because it's cut already. Although, we got a little dude down here. If I cut him out, maybe I'll just have to trim him. Maybe I'll do that. I have a slight, I'm going to call it an interest. It's an obsession, I think, right now, but it's just an interest because I'm not acting on it. I have an interest, a really strong interest, actually, to do a to redo a vintage or an old dollhouse. I would love to find an old wooden dollhouse and just refurbish it. I know it sounds kind of like a weird dream. It's like, oh, everybody does that. But I don't have the time, energy, financial means, space, none of that to actually refurbish. And I say refurbish, like refurbish the actual house, as well as, you know, make my own furniture and decorate the house. You know, that's kind of my thought process that I would like to do. But yeah, I cannot chase that dream, not anytime soon, as much as I would like to. So again, some of these maybe I'm just putting them in here, and they may be the basis for another time to create with. Who knows? I'm kind of trying to flip through and see if there's some inspiration to, with the pieces I've got left. Or an ugly page that I can... I'm kind of inclined to turn these into journal cards. I'm kind of inclined to say that they actually kind of already are. Let me trim them up. That may be what the only thing we do with them. Is just clean them up. Because they are pretty pictures, and they have writing space on the back because they're blank. They feel like they're images from a book, maybe. I know what we could do. How about we play with or how about we not? Okay. Let's try that again. What I did was I stamped it, and it wasn't all, my paper wasn't all the way in there. So it didn't do a full stamp. So, let's try that again. I think I'll leave these alone because you can write on the back of it. It's kind of a thick paper, not too thick, but it has a little bit of weight to it. Got all these little pieces now. That's just what I need. Artist confetti, that's what I call that. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got that one wrong. Darn it. Okay, let's try that again. And we may end up with nothing left when we get done trimming this down if we keep messing up, but it's all part of it, right? Lesson learned to take my time and really make sure it's in there. Really make sure it's tucked in there. Okay, that's kind of nice. I don't know if you can really see that or not, but see. And they're both, like I said, clear enough on the back side to write on. So we'll tuck those in our ephemera stash. Okay, moving on. I have these two guys. They are blank on the back side as well. These look like the fly pages from a book. So we may just clean these up too. I know that sounds so simple, but it's things like this that save you time in the long run. You know, if you just spend a little time cleaning things up, when it comes time to use it, it's pretty much good to go. You can just add your finishing touches and go with it. So that's how I'm gonna use my Tuesday 10. It's kind of a looser version and a less stress version. And if and when my ephemera stash gets low, I will I'll use it to build some ephemera. That's kind of neat. We'll just have these ready for like some stationery type pages. Yeah, simple enough. Simple enough. So those are my ephemera stash, and we're back to this guy, and we're down to this. Let's see, anything speaking to me here that I need to cover up or that I need to I can do this. Let's see here. I wonder if that'll work with glue stick. We're experimenting. My glue stick. I'm just gonna do some little strokes of glue stick. Random strokes of glue stick. And then we're gonna put this down. Like I said, it's super thin. Actually 2 pages here, but it's super thin. New carburetors. As low as $13.95 each. I have no idea how much a carburetor is. Is that cheap? I don't see a date on this anywhere. Is that cheap for a carburetor? I didn't think that was going to work. My thought process was that I could peel it off where, like that. But with the glue stick, so forgiving, and maybe it just needs to dry. So maybe we'll do that, and then on this side, I'll do strips of, this will be a test, little strips of our glue. And I'll leave this alone, let it dry, and then once it's good and dry, we'll come back and see if peeling it off, which one sticks. So let's put a sticky note as to which, I think I'll remember, but weld bond on here, and then glue stick over there. Okay. I'll see, yeah, it might do it once it's good and dry. Okay, that'll be an experiment for sure. So, that's where we got for Tuesday 10. Again, once this gets done, I'll move on to my next. I have several of these floating around here. But that'll be my new focus for Tuesday 10, is to kind of play around for a few minutes. Just kind of like a quick type exercise. Nothing too stressful, too involved, or anything like that. That's what's going to be my Tuesday 10 from here on out. I'll pick 10 things out of my stash, or out of 10 items, probably out of my stash. It may be my sticker stash. It may be my, I don't know. We'll see. But that'll be our Tuesday 10 from here on out. Until it's not. My next thing on my agenda for this little video, junk journal bingo. This is something that Mary Ellen and I were chatting about, and I'm sure that Mary Ellen and Cindy at Studio Lou were chatting about. Mary Ellen's at Red Parrot, and we kind of started joking about it, and Cindy at Studio Lou put this together. Junk journal bingo. She posted this on maybe her Patreon. I believe so. And I haven't decided when. I kind of feel like I need to start this on September 1st or August 15th or something like that. Or do I just start it? I haven't decided. So I'm pondering this. But junk journal bingo, and everybody knows how to play bingo. When you find something or you get the box, you mark it off. So junk journal bingo, here are the things that are on here. Found an Edith Holden book. In the junk journaling world, that is a big thing. They're kind of rare and they're kind of expensive, but they're absolutely beautiful. So found an Edith Holden book. Bought a second book copy. So, see, like some of these things I could already mark that I've done, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through and see what all I've done. I want to start fresh. So, bought a second book copy, used up an old book as a glue book. See, I'm on my way here. This is a big bankruptcy book that, this is just part of it because I've peeled off a lot of it already. I'm thinking it was maybe 2 inches thick. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to getting that one marked off. We're going to start that one right now. Repurpose a household tool. We were kind of talking about that, me and Mary Ellen, when we were talking about these corncob scissors and garlic presses and things like that. As a creative, I find it very easy to use something that's not, use a tool for its not intended purpose a lot. Fussy Cut Marathon. Harvested word snippets. Tried mixed media. Awesome thrift haul. Used a digital journal kit. Made a loaded pocket. Foraged for natural things. Dyed paper. There's your center spot. Sewn paper by hand or machine. Vintage Ideas magazine. I'm gonna have to check into that one. Used something weird as a book press. I do that because I don't have a book press. I use my concrete or my marble slab here. It's heavy as all get out, and I just lift it up and tuck something up under it. But anyways, that's not weird to me because I use it all the time, so I have to find something else that's weird to use as a book press. Reorganize your craft space. Oh, Lord. Bought a third pair of scissors. Went a little witchy. Used a new art supply. Scored on an awesome nature book. Used poetry. Traveler's notebook format. Created a new stash. Three thrift stores in one day. So I think I'm going to start playing this. I'm going to do a little research and make sure that it's not something that is starting on a certain date. But yeah, so you may see this come through as an update or randomly if I'm in the middle of a video where I'm doing one of these. So yeah, just to let you know. Again, this is put together and hosted by Cindy at Studio Lou. And I encourage you to check her out, join her Patreon, see what all goodies she has, and follow along. It'll be fun. So there you go. That's what I got for Tuesday 10. And I will see you guys soon enough. I'm, again, in the middle of a big Animalia journal, and I am in the final throes of it. My pages are all done, and my cover is essentially done, and I just am at the point of sewing him together, and I've got to finish my cover. So yeah, we're in the home stretch of that. So if you haven't seen all those videos, I encourage you to start. They're in a playlist, Animalia Journal Make. Start it at part 1 and just follow along. And I'm doing that journal on video from start to finish. Everything's in there. So anyways, that's all I've got for now, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.